when I won a race or a stage or whatever, I was happy about winning it, but it was not this complete happiness, because you always knew there is this dodgy part of the sport. And sometimes you thought, was I really the best, or didn't the others not do as much as I did doping-wise, for example? The small things, you know, and there were people that did not think about it. I was thinking about it sometimes, you know. It was like, is it really me, or is it because of our doctor that we are now successful? Or so I have that. I was more happy when I passed an exam at university, for example. Now in the last years, I was studying for a long time, and then passed it, and I was frightened that I couldn't pass it, and there is no cheating at university. And that's so I try to be very self-reflective on what I did and how cycling was. I still think it's a great sport. But the question is, for example, if I would have kids, would I send my kids into that sport? And I wouldn't want them to be professional cyclists, because earlier or later you're always confronted with the same problem. So coming back to your question, I loved what I did, but I was always very critical about the whole situation. Like as I said before, I don't like hypocrisy in general. So also in the times when you were a cyclist and someone got tested positive, and all this pointing the finger at this person started, I was always like, hey guys, we're all doing the same here. Like, don't go to the press and say, because it's unfair. And that there's a huge black part of cycling, dark part, that I didn't like. But of course I liked traveling, I liked doing the sport that I love, all that stuff. But then on the other side, as I said, this dark side of the sport that of course, Lance Armstrong said in the interview, he said if he would do everything again the same way, well, he said yes, he would do it the same, and he would dope again, because you have to do it. So this was very honest, and I always said, if I would have come back in professional cycling, I would have been in the same situation again, to think, should I do it or shouldn't I do it? And I'm happy that I didn't come back for that, because most probably if I wanted to stay in the sport, I needed to have done the same stuff again. So it was good times, but you know, also these times, they have their end, and then you start something new.